Hello and welcome to the Season 5 premiere of Nighttime. I am one of your hosts, Maddie Glass, and when we come back, we will talk UCF soccer, the Knights' first football game, and some college football picks. Stay tuned.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated chance, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I make a highlight, they gon' replay, run it back. Okay, always locked in, now I don't got time to lax. Saying he the best, he could take a lap. Batted 1,000 when you check the stats. Boy, is you ready? You ain't gotta ask.
Welcome back to our first episode of the season. Thank you all for watching. I'm so excited to introduce my co-host, Tyler Brownrigg. Tyler, take it away. Give the audience what they want to hear. Tell them something fun.
Yes, hello, and welcome back to Nighttime. I'm your new co-host, Tyler Brownrigg, as Maddie said earlier. And today we are going to be talking some UCF soccer here for this first segment. But before I introduce the segment, I'd like to introduce our guest for this segment, Kiersten Blaylock, host of Girl Talk, our new show, which you can catch this Saturday. Hi, Kiersten. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm so excited to talk men's soccer. I'm a huge soccer fan, so this is going to be a lot of fun.
I'm really excited to get into it. So, the UCF men's soccer team has started their season 2-0 so far, and they are currently ranked number 13 in the coaches' poll. They opened their season playing number 4 ranked Clemson on the road and beat them in a thrilling 2-1 victory with a clutch goal at the end by Emmanuel Bam, who we'll talk about later. That was assisted by Saku Heiskanen, I believe I'm pronouncing that right. And then they just won their home opener against Stetson, also 2-1. So now, Kiersten, who on this team do you think Knights fans should be looking out for over the course of this season?
Well, okay, so I want to talk about Luca Dorado. He's a senior this year. He's a forward, and last year he started 11 games, scored 11 goals, and he actually had the second most goals scored in the AAC. So, obviously, he's really good. He's great to watch on the field. I love watching forwards just because they have a lot of the action. But, overall, he's somebody that you want to keep an eye out because he's in his prime, right? Like, he's a senior. I don't know if he's going to play again next year, if he's going to do the whole,
I'm not sure either, but Luca, he's probably our best player right now, definitely our best scorer. So the Knights actually, even though they've moved to the Big 12, soccer is actually in the Sun Belt Conference. So Luca made the preseason Sun Belt all-team, so we're excited to see how he plays. And then we have a few incoming new players. I think we have 8 newcomers, a few freshmen, and Emmanuel Bam is one of those players, and he got off to a great start this season. Tyler, tell me about his games.
Emmanuel Bam has been a phenomenal new addition to the team. Didn't really get to play last season, had minimal playing time. I believe only played in 2 games, but he scored the first goal of his career against Clemson, and it was the game-winning goal that clinched the win for the Knights in dramatic fashion. Now, Emmanuel Bam, I think, is a player that we really need to watch out for this season. He'll be electric as a forward because he has such great goal-scoring potential. He has a very limited sample size. He's only had 8 shots on goal in his career, or 8 shots total, 6 of which have been on goal, which translates to a 75% shot on goal rate, which is an insane number. And while I admit it is a small sample size, over the course of a full season, I think that will translate to a very high goal conversion, and he will be a leader of this team for sure in the coming months.
Yeah, and Saku Heiskanen was the other newcomer who scored a goal against Clemson. It was his first goal of his college career, so that was really exciting to see. And then, of course, there was against Stetson, we also won 2-1. That was our home opener, like Tyler mentioned. Luca had scored his 29th career goal, so he has the experience on this team that we need to see in order for them to go far. And Kiersten, I think it's possible in the Sun Belt. They could win the conference. What do you think?
I mean, I want to stay optimistic just because I know we have a really good women's soccer team, and last year our men's soccer team was okay, but they can only get better. So I'm going to agree and say yes, Maddie. I think it's possible that they're going to take it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. And then we had another transfer player, Clarence, a one-door. He scored his first goal with the Knights. So a lot of new faces, a lot of new goals. We had some losses last season, but look, they beat ranked Clemson and they rose up to 13. So let's see how high they can rank, We play NC State next. Tyler, give me your prediction for that game.
I think it's got to be another win. They're just starting off so hot to this season. And again, with that ranked win against Clemson, they are a whole new look team, and I think they're going to make some noise.
Yes, well, that's all we have for men's soccer today. So my nightlight is transfer player Soccer, who has made an impact in her first few games with the Knights. Stay tuned.
Welcome to HCF Hot Takes. I'm Johnny Jackson. We've got Emily Aaron to my right and Maluka Costa to my left.
Hello and welcome to our segment of Hot Ones. I'm here with Noah Kemper and Grant
Wheeler.
Yep, I knew that. Grant Wheeler.
Listen, I'm a Bulls fan, but I just can't ever argue against LeBron. I watched him my whole life.
I've been going back and forth with this debate for a long time. It's got to be Michael Jordan.
Whatever she wanted. I would wake up in a maid costume for Doja Cat.
Brutal.
Jeffrey Laux, no question.
Richie, I would give it to Richie.
It is not Richie. It is not Richie.
No, it's Jeff.
Richie's pronouns are he, they, because he cannot be him.
What?
Oh, where's that?
I'm gonna have to also agree and say Jeff. He always is spiffy.
It might be Cameron. Cameron's had some good fits.
Out of the women, Norelli always dresses really, really cute.
Oh, that went so awful.
It's basketball.
College football, I think, is the best sport to watch. If you don't like soccer, it's because you suck at it.
I think college football is the best.
Thanks for watching.
My nightlight is transfer from Xavier. We talked about her last week, but that was a mock show. It's Chloe Netzel. She had 6 goals last season and already has 2 this season, along to go with 1 assist and a game winner. Now, we're moving on to a big event happening right here at UCF tonight. The Knights are entering the Big 12. They're making their debut. And to talk about that, I'm welcoming in Bree and Mason. I'm so excited to have you guys on here. How are you feeling? Are you ready for this tonight?
I'm excited. I'm ready. I love game days and I love football, so I'm so excited.
Yeah, I think they're going to do great. First game in the Big 12, it's going to be big.
Yes, no doubt. So we're playing Kent State tonight at the Bounce House. They're likely to struggle a bit, Kent State, not UCF. They went 5-7 last season, have almost 0 returning players. They got hit very hard in the transfer portal. So it's a little bit of a rebuilding year, and that's a perfect opportunity for the Knights right now. So Mason, I'll start with you. Give me a player who you think is going to really shine tonight and have a great game.
So my player is Jason Johnson. He's a linebacker. He's really going to shine today. Like last season, he was great. This season, even better. Last season, he finished as UCF's leading tackler with 126 tackles. Like, it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, no doubt. And Bree, what about a player that's going to have a great game on offense? How do you feel about that?
I mean, we're going to have a couple great players on offense, but my pick is RJ Harvey. I think he's really going to do super well this year. Last year he had 796 yards and he had 5 touchdowns, and this year it's only up from here. I think we're going to see a lot from him today.
Yeah, and Tyler, I want to hear your thoughts on Kent State. What do you think is going to, be a little bit of a struggle for Knights? Do you think they're going to struggle at all? What are your opinions?
This is a tune-up game for the Knights. This is what we have at the beginning of every season, a absolute cupcake first game, so the guys can go out there, look great, get us all hyped up for the season, and we'll blow our expectations out of the water to inevitably be disappointed majorly. So this game, it'll be a cakewalk. It'll be a blowout win. I believe the Knights are 30-plus point favorites. Mm-hmm. They'll crush them. It's not going to be a contest. JRP is going to look like the savior of the program finally, and then probably will disappoint us the next week. But Bree, Mason, what do you guys think? Are you more optimistic about this team than I am, or what?
I think so. I think this season we're going to see a lot of better plays and a lot of better execution. We have a great new offense and a lot of better coaching now, and I really think that today is going to be a blowout as well. But I think we're going to see great execution on both sides of the ball.
I know a lot of people hate on JRP, but I'm not a hater. I think it's going to really blow us away today.
Yeah, I think JRP's going to have a good game. It's a good matchup for him. Obviously, Kent State didn't have a good defense last year, and then they lost a whole bunch of players. Their coach actually moved on to be the offensive coordinator at Colorado, and after that happened, they just lost a ton in the transfer portal. So they have new coach, new players, new offense, new system. I know they're starting, I believe, quarterback Devin Kargsman. I couldn't even find their starting quarterback, actually.
Who is he?
I don't know.
I don't know who he is. I don't know who anyone on this Kent State team is.
Well, I know who some people are. Running back Kai Thomas, he transferred from Kansas. I think he had a pretty good season last year, so that's somebody that could give us some trouble. But Mason, I know you have thought a lot about your score prediction, so I want to hear it, and then Bree, give us yours.
I'm going 49-12. I think they're just gonna completely dominate the whole time, and they're gonna have a couple mistakes, of course. But
I'm gonna go 32-12. I think we're gonna do good, but I think this weather is really gonna. I think that's going to be our biggest factor today because we're going to see JRP using his arm a lot. I know he's been working a lot in the off season, but if it's raining or if it's wet out there, we're going to see him run. And I mean, I think that's where our downfall was last season because we just ran the ball way too much and we didn't throw it. So this season, I think he's actually going to give us a lot more effort throwing wise. So
okay, Tyler, do you think JRP is going to have a good game in the air or on the ground? Which one do you think is more likely?
I think definitely on the ground. We'll see a lot of the running attack tonight, especially with the weather. It looks like it's going to be raining all night during the game. Hopefully there is no rain delay due to lightning. Fingers crossed there. But expect a very heavy ground game with both RJ Harvey and JRP running the read option because, granted, we have weapons that can give us an elite passing attack in this opening game. But again, this is the tune-up game. We want to see what works. What are we going to be successful at during the season? Are we going to run screen plays on 3rd and long again? Gus, please stop doing that. It makes me want to cry.
And then moving on to that, we actually do have a new offensive coordinator this year. He will be calling plays, Darren Henshaw. Tyler, what do you want to see out of that? What do you want to see out of him that'll inspire confidence for the rest of the season?
Push the ball down the field. That is as simple as it can get. You're in the Big 12 now. This is an air raid conference. Offense, offense, offense. No one cares about defense here anymore. It doesn't matter. You can have the worst defense in the nation and still win 10 games. I'm an Oklahoma fan. I would know. So we have a great receiving core. We have Kobe Hudson. We have Xavier Townshend. We have Javon Baker. Utilize these players downfield where they shine the best, be that over the middle or deep shots. Use the play action game. So we have a great running game we can play it off of. Just stop. Just be creative. Do something unique. I'm sick of these screens and these draw plays. It's so boring, lame, and these drives stall, and then we suck, and then we lose.
Tell us how you
so
really
disappointing.
Tyler's very passionate about this, as you can see. But Tyler, did you give us a score prediction for tonight? What do you got?
This should be like 50-10.
Okay.
This should not be a contest. They will steamroll them.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think they're going to have to force anything. The offense will be able to get what it wants, and we'll be able to see, the work that Bree mentioned that JRP put on, in the offseason, and we'll be able to see Javon Baker coming back and hopefully catching some touchdowns tonight. Any closing thoughts before we wrap this up?
I'm just really excited to see what's gonna happen tonight because it's either gonna go really good or really bad. First of all, if we lose by Kent State, I'm transferring.
I would agree with that, yes.
But I think it'll be good today, and I really think that we'll be genuinely surprised this season by how they're going to play.
I love that, Bree. I love that. I hope we have a really good season, inspire confidence for a few years down the line when we're really into the Big 12 and we're getting our feet wet tonight. Easy opponent, should be an easy win. Tyler, take it away, your nightlight of the week.
All right, so my nightlight for this week is a volleyball player. She's the new leader of this team. I'll say that, and that's all I'm going to give you. So after this commercial, see if you know who it is.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hitting the Field Network. I'm your main show host, Dominic Moeller, and this is just a little PSA to come check out our network. We have shows for all your favorite interests, sporting needs, or really anything if you're interested in the world of sports. Of course, our first show is The Combine with Cameron Forcier and Isaiah Deonda Delgado. It's more of a laid-back podcast-type beat. But next is the main show. The best show ever created, the best show ever engineered, pioneered with me, this pretty face on your screen, this handsome fellow. Going to be talking about mainly the main things of the wide world of sports. And then on Thursdays, we have Nighttime with the lovely Emily Aaron and the handsome and dashing Camden Mowery. Then right after, for all you gambling addicts out there, I hope you viewers aren't gambling addicts as much as some of the other people in Hitting the Field. We have Hitting the Field bets with Riley Shepard, Jeffrey Laux, and Waluka Costa. And then we switch it up. We don't always do shows. We like to do a little bit of interviews too. We do interviews with a lot of sports athletes, such as Corey Marksman, that I did. Shout out Dominic Moeller right here, this guy. And then, of course, Kiersten Scott with Camden Mowery. And we have more coming in the works. We're always innovating and thinking on our feet. But if you want to join us, be sure to DM Hitting the Field on all social media platforms and networks as well, because we're open to anybody to come through and just check out the program. But be sure to tune in, as Hitting the Field will be seeing you very shortly. Take care.
And welcome back. And if you didn't figure it out already, my nightlight was volleyball player Abby Hansen. She currently has 28 kills this season with an attack percentage nearing almost 400, and as well with 8 blocks. She has been phenomenal for the Knights volleyball team, and hopefully her great season will continue. But anyway, before we talk about what segment 3 is going to be, I'd like to introduce our guests, Noah Kemper and the former host of Nighttime, Camden Mowery. How you guys doing today?
All you know, go ahead.
I mean, it's good. It's like, what, my 20th season back on Hitting the Field, so
Yeah.
always good to be back.
Noah's been a part of Hitting the Field since I think he was like 15.
And he's finally a student.
He's like a sophomore here, so he's been here.
Noah's an HTF Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he already makes it into the Hall of Fame. By the way, I know last segment Bree was talking about if it's going to rain. It already is raining.
Yeah.
You could hear it in the studio. It's pouring, so Night Nation, we're going to have a wet game tonight.
Okay. Now, the AP Top 25 came out about a week ago. You know, preparing for the season, college football is back. So we're gonna start off talking a little bit about the AP Top 25. Sorry. So Camden, let's start with you. I know this is a topic that everybody wants to talk about. Texas. Camden, tell me about Texas.
Do I even have to say anything, or can I just do this? Like, it's horns down till the day I die.
We get the message.
I'm not even an Oklahoma fan like Tyler Brownrigg is over there, but you can't tell me that Texas is a top 10 team. I believe they're ranked 11th right now. It's still too high. I get it. They returned 10 out of their 11 offensive players. They lost Bijan Robinson. He accounted for over 1,500 yards for the team. That's a lot. They're going to be missing him, even though they're going to have the other 10 guys back. Quinn Ewers did get rid of the mullet, but still, I'm not buying into Texas. There's just something about them. They go to Tuscaloosa. They're probably going to get smacked around there. I'm not buying into the Longhorns, and I won't until they prove it to me.
Okay. Tyler, I know, just take it away. I know you hate Texas.
Texas will never be back. They will never be back as long as I live, all right? I'm horns down forever. Every year, it's Texas is back. Oh, they're so great. Xavier Worthy, Quinn Ewers, Arch Manning. Oh, we're so awesome. No, you will disappoint, just like you always do. You will lose in Tuscaloosa, and you will lose Red River this year. Last year, fluke. Doesn't matter.
A 49-0 fluke.
49. Yeah, Nick Bevel was in at quarterback, all right? Everyone was hurt. It was year
General
one.
Booty was not hurt.
So, these sound like excuses to me. I don't know about you, Camden. These sound like excuses.
This sounds like an Oklahoma fan not giving any information, just saying, I like Oklahoma, this is
like
why.
Oklahoma.
But
They're
he's
so
right.
horns down.
Texas is going to disappoint, because I'm out here thinking, oh, what if they do go into Tuscaloosa and beat them? And that's exactly why I'm falling into the trap of Texas. Every single year it's, wait, what if they do beat Alabama?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Okay, Noah, so the last time they won the Big 12 was 2009. Eventually they have to not disappoint, right? What do you think? Is this the year? No?
No.
Okay.
No. Period. No.
Some of us here weren't even born in 2009, probably.
That's insane. You were all born in 2000.
No, that's true. I'm just kidding.
Under 2009.
I hope not. I feel really old.
Yeah, that I would feel very old. So, okay, Noah, moving on. You kind of surprised me with your pick. You had number 21, North Carolina. They were 9-5 in 2022. Tell me about why you think they're going to be great this year.
You know, I think you just got to erase that previous record, that 9-5, erase that. If you look at their schedule right now, first of all, they're in the ACC Coastal, probably one of the easiest power conferences just out there, maybe the easiest. if you look at their schedule, it's not that hard. Their hardest opponent is Clemson. But after that, you could argue South Carolina or a team like that could be their next hardest opponent. And I feel like their offense is still a complete team. Drake May, I think, is a dark horse for not MVP, Heisman
yes.
candidate. And the fact that there's some players like Bo Nix over him, so like Jordan Travis, that honestly blows my mind. That blows my mind that they're over Drake May. Like, wake up and look at the hype. Because I feel like he should be top 3. No, he's not. This offense is complete, and look out for North Carolina.
The other issue I have with North Carolina is their wide receivers. I know they lost Josh Downs, but it doesn't look like they have any other notable wide receiver that I could think of on the team right now. So that's what concerns me for Drake May.
That's a valid point, but again, they have brought in some transfers. They brought in a couple 4-stars, I believe. So,
I mean, okay, real quick, Noah. So, you say like they have an easy schedule, but last year they lost at home to Georgia Tech. And NC State. So.
Fair.
They lose. They lost to Clemson last year. They lost to NC State. Like, even though they have an easy schedule on paper, they have a horrible defense. And you can lose any game when you have a horrible defense. Do you think the defense is going to be better this season?
There's no promises.
Okay.
Honestly, North Carolina could lose week 1 to South Carolina. The spread is only 2.5.
They could also.
I'm saying this team has the potential. Sorry, Camden. They have the potential to be very good. I think they could end a top 10 team. But one mishap to. God, Georgia Tech.
Ooh.
Oh.
They could also lose week 2 to Appalachian State or week 3 to Minnesota. I mean, come on, let's go Minnesota.
No.
I'm just saying.
Get the Gophers out of here.
Those are 3 tough games for a Power 5 team to play. Yeah, like you're playing Appalachian State, who historically usually beats a team every year. It's just like, hey, wait, they beat Texas A&M. Oh, hey, they beat Michigan. It's like they beat a team. All right, South Carolina's no gimme.
No, it's not. Spencer
So
Rattler.
I mean, they could start out 0-2.
Okay, well, if they start out 0-2.
They I hope they don't lose to Campbell, but yeah, I mean they could, but I feel like if there's a year for them to finish top 10, it's this year.
Okay.
And teams like Notre Dame being above them, like I feel like you could have put them.
So last year they had a good start, but they lost 4 straight to close the season. They started 9-1. Real quick, North Carolina, Tyler, give me your thoughts on North Carolina. Do you think they should be higher in the AP poll?
I think definitely they should be somewhere in the teens. Sounds about right, around 15, 18 range. Drake May is a great quarterback. He's going to be a top 5 pick this year, most likely, in the NFL draft. And I think we'll see a lot of growth from him more this season, too.
Okay.
So, but again, that stretch at the end concerns me a lot. And there's so many key players, as Camden said earlier, gone. So I don't know if expectations should be super high.
Okay, well, let's forget North Carolina right now. Let's move on to our college football playoff picks. I asked everyone to give their top 4. And real quick, we all had Georgia number 1. We can talk about Georgia. Who wants to talk about Georgia? Talk about them. They're the number 1 team. I think we all know that.
I refuse.
They're Georgia. They're great. They have a new quarterback. Who cares? They're going to win every game. Their defense is awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Same old.
You could throw Jack Hansel at quarterback and they could still win games. I'm just saying.
Go undefeated.
Not much to talk about.
All right, and then 3 of us had Ohio State second. Tyler, you took Michigan second. I know Camden is going to want to talk about Ohio State, so let's just get that out of the way. Camden, what's good with Ohio State this year?
Everything. The one. So right, I can name 3 things that people are like, these are question marks. That's quarterback, offensive line, and defense. And from what I've heard, quarterback, not an issue, right? Whoever starts, if it's Devin Brown, I know Kyle McCord is going to get the start against Indiana. Both will play. They're going to be fine there. Ryan Day in his, 4 years coaching, all of his quarterbacks have been first-round draft picks. That's going to be fine. Offensive line, that's a real question mark. They lost basically 3 or 4 of their starting offensive linemen last year. And defense, Jim Knowles year 2, maybe he'll be a little bit more improved. They look good against everybody who wasn't good, except for against Michigan and Georgia. They struggled. So defense, if they can improve a little bit, if offensive line can hold up just a little bit, they're going to be fine.
Okay, so Tyler, you were the only one that didn't have Ohio State second. You had Michigan. Take me through that. I know Camden doesn't want to hear, but let's hear.
It's an undeniable fact. Michigan has had Ohio State's number these past 3 seasons. 3-game win streak against them. Jim Harbaugh.
Two, buddy.
2-game, yes, correct. 2-game win streak against them. Jim Harbaugh, it was always like, oh, he'll never win the big game against Ohio State. And now he's been winning it. And unlike Ohio State, their starting quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, is coming back, returning as the starter. And this is the 3rd year for him in college. I expect a leap from him. That's about the time you see a quarterback who's always getting some NFL draft hype to year 3 is like, this is the year, you got to prove it. And I see no reason why he shouldn't take a giant leap forward given his athleticism and just arm talent overall. So I think Michigan is almost a lock to win the Big Ten. Of course, their other game that's kind of scary is Penn State. At Penn State, it'll probably be a whiteout game. So that's their other tough game on the schedule, but they're playing Ohio State at home this season.
True.
So, again, I'm confident in Michigan this season.
Can I say something to that real quick, Tyler? You guys are going to be so surprised. I agree wholeheartedly with him. I was so close to putting Michigan above Ohio State because this is Michigan's best team returning. All right, as much as I am an Ohio State fan, I'm not biased, I'd like to say. This is Michigan's best team under Jim Harbaugh that he's ever had. And like you said, starting quarterback returns, Blake Corum's back, Donovan Edwards is back. They're going to be fine, and they're probably going to be better than Ohio State.
Okay, speaking of another Big Ten team, Noah, you're the only one that had Penn State in your top 4. Tell me about that.
I did. Again, schedule not too bad. The 2 games that you need to look for is October 21st, Ohio State. I believe they're going to lose that game. But November 11th, whiteout game, just like Tyler mentioned, they are going to beat Michigan. They're going to beat Michigan and slide into that 4th slot. I really believe that. They're going to slide right behind Alabama or a team like that. They're going to just find out that 4th spot. So their quarterback, 6'5",
Drew Allar,
absolute tank, sophomore, coming into his 2nd season. The question is, can he put the pieces together?
He's going to be good. He's going to be in the NFL in 2 years. Just wait.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. Let's go to our primetime picks. LSU, FSU in Orlando at Camping World Stadium. FSU won last season. If you guys remember, LSU scored a touchdown, and then they missed the extra point, so FSU won. LSU is favored by 2.5 points. Starting with our guests, Camden, who's winning this game? Tell me why.
It's going to be LSU, and if we were on bets, I'd also put a bet that they'd cover the spread. I'm willing to lay the house on LSU. It's just Jaden Daniels is going to get better than he will last year. I'm not buying the hype with Florida State and Jordan Travis. Tell me why they're the highest-ranked ACC team. It doesn't make sense. I'm not buying it with Florida State. I think LSU is going to get him this year.
I agree with Camden. So even though LSU's running back will be out for this game, Jane Daniels second right now in Heisman plus 1,100. Again, like he said, not buying the hype with Jordan Travis. I was shocked when he was 4th in Heisman, plus 1,600. Shocked at that. I think it's going to be LSU, and I think they are going to cover the spread, but only by a touchdown.
All right, real quick, Tyler, go fast. Make it fast.
LSU is going to win this game, no question about it. They're in my top 4 in the playoffs for a reason. Jayden Daniels, Heisman contender, LSU. No
okay,
question.
I'm just going to be different and go FSU. FSU won last season. I think they're even better this season. I don't think they're overhyped, and I don't even like FSU, but I'm going FSU. Now, that's all the time we have for this week of Nighttime. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all my guests for joining us. It was great to have you, and we will see you next week.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated champs, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I make a highlight, they gon' replay, run it back. Okay, always locked in, I don't got time to lax. Saying he the best, he could take a lap.